This is Tuomas from Before the Dawn, and you are watching GRIMM TV.
So, really nice to meet you again.
Likewise.
It's been a moment again. I think about a year since we last sat down and had a bit of a chat. Today is the release of your new Before the Dawn album. How are you doing?
Now, horribly stressed out. This is the day when all those particles of equation come together. So it's been just huge amount of strings to pull. Now things actually just started to be in a very smooth and easy. But yeah, it's been a very hectic day.
Well, it's I believe it's been in the works for quite a bit, to get the album released. How does it feel like it's finally out and basically fans are gonna get to hear your new work live finally?
Well, I have a lot more selfish approach. I'm just happy that it's out of my hands. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm also equally happy that the fans get to hear, but to me and for the band, it's more like this huge load off of my shoulders. We got all the videos done, the promo is done. Now we can just get focused on playing the new songs live. So now it's just a super smooth ride. But yeah, naturally we are excited that people get to hear it. But it's mainly selfishly relieved. But it was because of the new label, because Reaper Entertainment, we got to actually jump into the whole album making super fast, and it was usually it takes quite a long time. Once you start writing the songs, pre-production, actual recordings, then you wait months to get the first single out. It can feel like eternity. But now it actually was just basically trying to hold on the schedule, and I do like it that much. That I like that a lot more.
Yeah, I was gonna comment kind of on the fact that you released the first album with the new Before the Dawn back in 2023, I believe. Yeah. So only 2 years later, which is at a quite proper pace, so to say.
And we have the EP also in the middle.
Right. Yeah. Was it sort of because you just had that creative juices flowing, or just wanted to keep the momentum going? Or?
Definitely the momentum, because we had when we started recording Stormbringers, we didn't know what's going to happen. It was all our question marks. We didn't know, are we going to be able to do many shows? Are we going to able to do proper tours? Even schedule-wise, everything looked very messy, because I had Wolfhard, Juho is in Swallow the Sun. Nobody knew what's possible and what will be offered and what's going to be on the table. But since we got to do 2 European tours, a lot of shows in Finland, and we have already more tours offered, it made all the sense to just keep on going where we were going already. And yeah, as old as we are, if we push the brakes again, I don't think we're gonna ever. There's not gonna be a second comeback. So now we just the momentum has to stay.
Yeah. You've always been kind of quite vocal about that you've seen Before the Dawn as as a band, not one of your solo projects, so to say. And from what I read, for this album, it was even more a collaborative effort, where I think it said in the promo somewhere that you only took care of the drums and rhythm guitars. Sort of.
Sort of. Yeah. I did those only in the studio. I did wrote all the music.
Yeah.
Still, but also of course Juho as a sound engineer, he has a bigger role on the sound and the whole album done. He was more in the studio than I was. Mm-hmm. Since 2003, I've seen this as a band. Yeah. There was a few albums that I had to make it as a solo album to keep things moving forward, but yeah, this for the past 25 years it hasn't been a solo project. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be able to see it that way if for example, Juha and Pyry, they would say like they need to take a break, then the whole band goes into break. Same with Paavo. It's not like to me it would be a completely weird situation to have a Before the Dawn without the guys.
Yeah.
Physically, I would still could make the music. I've done vocals in Before the Dawn. I could make a Before the Dawn album easy, but it wouldn't be Before the Dawn.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference.
To me, it also feeling like having seen you guys like a couple of times like on stage and looking at the music that you release and such. It feels like you found like what Before the Dawn was always kind of meant to be.
That's really well put. Yeah. That's how I see this current lineup. Like what is the word? Like none of the members can be replaced. So it's like it wouldn't be Before the Dawn.
And well, compared to the album that you released 2 years ago, with sort of your fellow band members having like a little bit more like a part in it, so to say, it feels more like a complete album. If you get my
well, I can only say from the writer's perspective, but it was like now Songwriters was easy to compose, but this was easier still because now 2023 we were basically strangers in the studio. Like of course I know Juha and Pyry for a long time. We played hundreds of shows together, especially with Juha, but there was 11 years between. So it's like now we have like whole band working on the album. So also like I was able to write for the band.
Yeah.
I think I was more writing for the title.
Yeah.
I was writing for Before the Dawn that I wasn't really fully aware who we were and where nobody. Like I don't think that like. But now it was even easier because I knew the band that I was composing to.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And also, of course, like Paavo had a lot bigger role now with the vocals and the idea, so it sounds more like him also in the whole concept of Before the Dawn. So yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to translate really well into the live shows or the performance of like the new songs, because like for instance Paavo is going to feel more like it's his thing.
Yeah, like now we have like 2 songs from 2 albums signed by him. So he's not basically just participating in the Before the Dawn cover band in a way. Like if he would only play the old material, then I think he would feel more like not attached. But now like half of the set is almost also his music, his vocal lines. So yeah.
Only good things.
Yeah.
I read that the first song you wrote was As Above So Below. And was very much inspired by Hermetic principles. Somewhat. Is that something like, I was just wondering if that's something that kind of came back or throughout the album, or?
No, it was for that song, and it was more like my interpretation. Like, sometimes I use quite religious terms in music. It's just I kind of like pretty harshly just pick the raisins out of the bun. Just to like, and I like to use like a lot of metaphors and stuff like that. So it's not like anything you can hear religious or anything with connection with beliefs is my interpretation, not me talking about the matter as it is. So
yeah, I was reading up on it. I was like, this doesn't necessarily sound like something that Tuomas maybe would literally take.
No, but it gave a nice perspective for the lyrics. But again, it comes from my point of view. So I'm just looking at the matter, but I got a lot of questions from different reporters about is this a thing for me or for the music?
Yeah, but it's when you see that kind of terms, like that's interesting. Let's like see what like from what perspective you like sort of got to there, or how you kind of looked at it. But I was already kind of guessing that.
A lot more like I was only scratching the surface. I wasn't like
I was wondering with this album, since like you're still kind of the main songwriter and you're doing all the drum parts and such. Was there on this album like a song that kind of really like tested you during writing and recording or recording?
Mainly recording. Like the writing part has always been the easiest for me. Now there's a lot more double bass, a lot more like melodic death metal songs, so physically it was testing me. And I wanted to play better than the previous album, but now the songs were faster and more aggressive, so that kind of like I had to really step up with the getting ready for the studio. I spent a lot of time rehearsing this time, so that was mainly physically demanding. It's always easy to come up with the ideas.
Yeah.
But executing them, I have a different challenge with full part, and I need to be able to play the guitar parts. So there's a physical struggle always at some extent, but writing-wise, like maybe there was like few songs like Stronghold and partly Shockwave that I was a little bit hesitant. I thought that these are too heavy for Before the Dawn. The guys are not gonna. Because I always send the songs to guys, whatever the band is, and if they say like, not good, then probably it's not good. So, but I was surprised that they were, like Stronghold is one of the biggest like favorite inside the band. I was surprised, but I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's a quite punishing song, so to say.
Yeah, the funny thing is like, I gave the label completely like freedom for the focus track video, for the visualizer, lyric video, whatever it is. Like I'm gonna do the 4 real music videos, and you do what you do. I don't need to like it. I don't need to approve it. I know that you will do what you think is best for the video, and I'll just tell the video guy to get the vibe of the song. Then when I saw the video, those vibes, like, fuck. But actually it fits. Like, if I wouldn't notice my song, I would say like, I'm Aim on the Mouth came up with a new single.
Yeah.
So those songs have a very like, especially when you underline certain little bit extreme side of the song, those can seem very None Before the Dawn style. But the guy said yes, so he's on the album. So
that's good. Yeah, I was gonna comment on, like, I saw the video today of Stronghold. I was like, huh, this is quite different than all the other videos that we saw. And like with Wolfhard, you always have like a very visual like presence in the videos and artwork and so on. While with Before the Dawn, it feels like a little bit more constrained.
Yeah,
that is the right word. I know you like diving into like the visual aspect of your albums too once it's written. How do you approach that for Before the Dawn then?
Well, Before the Dawn is a little bit more complicated because the whole visual thing that I have in my head is, yes, there's not that freedom that I have with Wolfhard. With Wolfhard it's just like basically any cinematic thing, anything we can burn, anything that has flames or mountains or fjords or Lapland, it will fit for the music. And that music kind of like requires that. Before the Dawn, when we put some Viking warriors, even some guys in the band were like, fuck no. This is not gonna like, are you serious? This is gonna be on YouTube. I showed it yesterday. So nobody could pull the veto card. And this is gonna happen in next 10 hours. Deal with it. But it's Before the Dawn, it's a little bit more complicated because I don't have this cinematic freedom. It has to like go more well with the song, and that's why it's more band oriented. It's more like the band performing the song instead of like. But now it was fun. I can always throw the label under the bus because I didn't make that video, but it was really nice for me to see. Because again, I've been writing 25 years of Before the Dawn music. I sometimes get trapped in the box myself, like too closely. Like these are the boundaries of Before the Dawn, and everything has to happen inside these walls. And seeing that Viking kind of completely still out of place in my opinion, but it again fits the song. Like that also made me realize like how much more Before the Dawn music can also be. It doesn't need to be this certain tempo, gothic metal element, chorus driven. We can actually, and that makes things a lot more interesting in the future now with what we can write. And I was surprised how well people like the heavier songs. Shockwave got probably the most, like the best feedback of all the singles. Same now looking at the comments of Stronghold. So, and I thought like this is not gonna go well with the fan base. Then again, we did the Phoenix Rising album, which was more heavy than Winterborn of Wolfheart. So, but now it's even more exciting to, in the future, write the next album because the box is so much bigger. It seems.
It's always nice when I guess like as an artist that you don't feel too constrained.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you feel like your box has expanded then.
Yeah, it did, and I must like underline, I didn't feel that I was trapped in a box, but of course, writing a lot of music every year, I do bounce into some walls. I do realize like I've done this before. Maybe I should do something different, but now like just accidentally realizing that like, and it like again, I'm always writing for the band, and now I was also following the feedback of the band. Again, if they would say that this sucks or this is too much something or too little, I would probably change something. So it's not just me; it's the whole band. Clearly wants to expand the whole like spectrum of our music.
Yeah. Earlier you were mentioning like that the physical aspect of like the new music now was a little bit of a challenge, so to say. That makes me wonder. Later this month, you're going on tour with.
No, I'm gonna die. That's what you're asking.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering, like, how are you like? How do you prepare mentally or physically on going through like two shows every day, basically?
It is easier for me to do those 2 shows in a row than tonight with Before the Dawn. 75 minutes. Then Before the Dawn is playing 45 to 50 minutes each night, and with the guitar and the vocal stuff with Wolfheart, I've done that very constantly the past 12 years. So, like, and it's with the live shows. I don't need to play drums 8 hours a day like I do in the studio.
Yeah, true.
The studio environment also kind of like amps up the physical demand. Now I need to just play the songs once, and nobody will come to me like, do the double bass again.
Can you
A little bit tighter.
Just another.
Let's try it faster now. So it's it seems a lot harder than it is. Like I've got so many questions about that, like how you're gonna do this, but I'm gonna be on the tour anyway, 24 hours a day. Now I get to do double amount of the things I mainly enjoy about touring. Now I need to either sleep, wait, or carry stuff for 22 hours. Usually it's 23. And now I get to be home 1 month more because otherwise I would do tours.
Yeah.
And that because you always sleep a little bit shitty on the tour, you don't get the same rest, same quality food and stuff like that. So that the touring itself always drains energy instead of actually giving it to you. Doubling that time would strain a lot more for me than being away for like 3.5 weeks, getting 2 tours basically checked.
So it's basically like in a sense you could say that you're sort of kind of looking forward to it a little bit more because it's like a one short hard push.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I do love touring and I enjoy being on the road, but I already get to do the 1 tour. Why would I do 2? So yeah, and it's not that physically demanding that people might think. Like I think it's more like respect towards your craftsmanship. That you need to be in a shape to be able to play 2 shows. Like I think it's like underestimating the audience. If every show you barely made it. How can you say that you gave 100% if you are already on your limits after the first 5 songs, so it shouldn't be too much to ask to just be in a shape to play one show with drums, one show with guitar, and then.
But for fans of your music, fans of kind of Finnish heavy music overall in Europe, it's a good package.
It is, I hope.
I mean, looking at the line, well, getting 2 of your bands and then Suotana as well, and like it's a really nice package. Like if I'd be living in Belgium still or something, like ooh.
Yeah, I do hope that people will see it that way. The pre-sales look really good at the moment, and it's like that we were able to schedule the tour in a way. Like we are in the same label with Suotana, so there's 3 bands with a new release also. So everybody's bringing fresh music, so it works also better for the bands because nowadays just being able to prolong the lifespan of an album is a huge challenge. Like if you don't have something happening right after the album release, it will just. And there's no way bringing it back, but now I think it's a good timing for all the bands, and we do mix really well together also, like musically different enough, but not too much that it would like start annoying some of the people in the audience.
Yeah, and like the thing with your bands and your projects, I think majority of people that are a fan of like one of your bands are usually fan of at least one of your other bands. So having like both Wolfhard and Before the Dawn on like one lineup, that's probably one of the reasons why it seems to be doing well right now.
Yeah, it did. Well, we did the same already in 2023. So like we kind of like were able to test the waters. So we knew that also it's for a Finnish person, at least to me, I can keep the amount of people very small. I don't need to meet new people. When I'm bringing most of the bands on the tour are mine, so I don't have to solve because sometimes like we did the tour with Dark Tranquility and Moonspell and Heroes. I knew Moonspell guys really well for earlier times, but then we did also like North American tour with Obscura and Fleshcard Apocalypse, and then there was one German band, Tulkandra. And that meant that there was more than 10 new people for me. It took me 1 week to go through the whole pile of people. I told everybody like, I can manage 2 new person in 1 day. That's my social battery. I say hi to you, and we introduce, and then I'm. So it's. I like this small circles, familiar faces. I don't need to talk for 3 days, and nobody gets offended.
That sounds all very, very Finnish. Now, maybe one more question, like to kind of round things up. If you could like send this album, so Cold Flare Eternal, back to your younger self when you just started with Before the Dawn, what do you think you would like say about it, like hearing it?
I'm pretty sure he would like it. Like that's what I've always like been like keeping as my main goal to like music that I love to play and listen, and like music for the band and for myself. The existence of the band is because of the music I get to make and I get to perform. So I would be horribly surprised if the younger me wouldn't love this album. Something has been going awfully wrong in the past 20 years if that would happen, but looking at this music that I used to love, like when I was like 18 or something, the bands and the songs and the production and the style, he would love this album, definitely.
Good. I guess that's about it for today then. Is there anything at all that, like, as usual, you would like to say to whoever ends up watching this or is planning to come and see you? Go ahead.
I'm trying to be innovative here, but I think that would be just too much for the person who is watching this. So I would just give open invitation, check the new album and see us live. we are pretty okay in what we do.
I can confirm. All right. Thanks for the talk again.